Networks like animation because they don't have to pay the actors squat.
Plus, they can replace them and no one can tell the diddly difference.
Woo! Yeah, HD footage.
What it do, baby? Yeah.
No more trash ass TV rips with now playing on Disney Channel written across the screen while I'm stuck having a worse looking video than review ya, bitch. We cooking with fire now. Salute to my homeboy, Mr. Nostalgia, who's literally the plug for footage. Yo, man, thank you.
No problem, Tariq. It's my pleasure. You know, I always wanted to help out with your videos. They're just so well edited.
I forgot he doesn't have a microphone.
You're the one writing this.
His videos are still pretty cool though. Wait, hold on, watch yourself now. The Replacements is a Disney Channel animated series that ran from 2006 to 2009 about two orphans, Todd and Riley, that find an ad for flip phones and they use them to call Flameco headquarters. Flameco allows them to replace any adult that they want, whether it be making them better, faster, stronger, smarter, cooler, or maybe even lame. Ew. Apparently this story was based on an idea for a children's book that the creator had or something. I don't know. I never even finished a chapter book before, so you know the vibes. We ain't reading out here. Huh? No Name Book Club? We reading out here. I went back and forth for a while on how I felt about the way this show was written. Not because it ends up doing anything bad, but honestly, it never really branches off and does anything spectacular either. It's supposed to be lighthearted and funny, and it definitely does both of those things, but it never breaches the point of laugh out loud funny, like something like The Emperor's New School. This may sort of seem like a nitpick, but the way the jokes are written kind of bothers me a little bit, because sometimes it feels like the randomness or the absurdness of some of these jokes really could work, but they hold themselves back by giving too much information or having the characters talk a little too much. This is like a crash course on how one extra line of dialogue can definitely oversell a joke.
I wear many hats. There goes Jacobo, there goes Jacobo, there goes Jacobo! That kid is weird.
I have a boss.
But you have a briefcase.
My boss has a bigger one.
Oh! That no talent prop guy, his act stinks worse than Jacobo's latest hip hop album. Who threw the frogs out? You. That kid is weird.
Y'all ever seen this comic strip before? Two beans, one bean nigga asks, "How have you been?" Blank stare, hilarious. In high school, this girl I was friends with redrew it and made the second bean say, "Really?" in response to the other bean's pun. No, bitch! The really is nothing but a nudge. The joke is over after the how you fucking been. The joke is over, damn it! That's what a lot of these jokes feel like sometimes. It's like they're nudging us after the joke's over. It's like one of those sitcoms where the audience's reaction is somehow supposed to influence your own.
Charles, you can trust me, I swear. No, I don't care if you swear on your mother's life. My mother is not alive.
But again, I use the word sometimes because it's not always like this. Sometimes they add little details in to tell a joke that isn't even the focal point.
Well, we could play Truth or Dare.
This sort of writing style sort of gives the show this kind of hit or miss quality to it, but honestly it's forgiven since the characters are pretty likable. One thing I completely forgot about before revisiting the show was that whenever niggas got replaced, Flameco would show up to the crib and offer them like mad money or a better paying job. That's like 50 times better than what I remembered. I thought they just scooped these niggas up and started dumping them in the Amazon. Shit makes me want to try this. Hold up. Oh, wow. I almost forgot. We have another guest. Joe!
What?
Hurry up and tell everybody how you feel about the Replacements and why they should subscribe to your channel.
Huh? The what? Wait, why is there like gray semen on your wall? Is this where Cosmo went?
Yes.
Well, I certainly ain't no Cosmodor, so hey man, Oh wait, that's some other black guy. Hey guys, if you didn't know me, here's one thing about me that you should know. I remember a lot about the replacements. As a lot of people have been saying in both me and Tariq's comments, most people remember the replacements being on at like 3 in the morning or something like that. Whenever I woke up and that was on, I knew it meant that it was too early for school, but too late for my mom to care about me even being up. The replacements was in fact that show for me though. I talked about it so much that one time it even got me in trouble. Like in middle school, I was walking from lunch in the line and the teacher overheard me talking about them replacing a teacher, and she went, "Oh really? Shit, he must be talking about me. Let me call his mama." Luckily my mom's was one of the moms that listened to me first. To be honest, that teacher kind of just treated me bad in general. She was a huge dick. She was a huge meanie. But to get back on topic again, for me, the replacements was that show. All I did was watch it when it came on, but when it comes down to it, I can't really say shit about it. It's like Phineas and Ferb or Fairly Odd Parents, where there's a consistent status quo, but they really stick to the shit. It's like the same thing every episode. Don't like something, replace it. Don't like something, replace it. Don't like something, what do you do? Oh yeah, replace it, and there's a lesson somewhere in all that. What's the lesson, he asks, dear viewer? Fuck, I don't know, probably something like, don't scoop up a nigga who has a job, a family, relationships that lasted years, all cause you ain't want to do the chem homework. Or do that and don't do the chem homework. After all, if somebody got a problem with you, just replace that ass. Tariq, I hate to break it to you, but someone called in a replacement on you, and I'm gonna be the one replacing you.
You what? Wait,
I'm gonna let you finish though. I'm gonna just go back over there while I was sitting. Oh, and clean your wall. If it ain't me saying nigga that's gonna get you that yellow dollar sign, it's probably gonna be that stain. I'm just saying. Also, you gotta popcorn.
I might run what is the single worst YouTube channel in the history of this site. A pet peeve of mine as a kid was when cartoons would title like this. A title like The Simpsons leads you to believe that the, with a word and an S, equates to that being the family name. So my dirty ass was running around here thinking that it's Huey and Riley Boondock and Todd and Riley replacement. Holy shit.
You are a bitch ass nigga.
For some reason, I experienced this kind of Mandela effect when rewatching this show. I was so convinced that these two were twins, but Riley's actually older. Riley reminds me a lot of, like, Blossom from Powerpuff Girls. She's really obsessed with, like, order and making sure things are set up a certain way while being the common voice of reason, but her characters allowed a lot more room for exaggeration. You really see her stress herself out in a lot of ways. Fam, alright, I told y'all niggas that I was reviewing this show and y'all kept talking about Shorty's belt like it's a fucking talk point. Go back and look at like the orange carpet from this era. These colors are 1000% on brand. Who the fuck was dressing Ashley Tisdale? Oh man, no. Ashley. Hey, yeah. Take them goofy shits off your feet right this minute. I will not allow this.
If you're watching this, don't body shits, don't body shits, don't body
shit. The only way to make this even more historically accurate is if they gave Todd an Ed Hardy shirt, but y'all wasn't outside back then. As it goes with these kind of character types, her younger brother Todd is the complete opposite. He's really rude, cocky, and selfish, but he never comes across as if he's like a bad character with no heart. But honestly, that might just have to do with the way that the stories are structured. Normally, the more down-to-earth school life plot lines are given to Riley. Getting a boy to notice you, having a sleepover, trusting your friends. They give this nigga Todd a lot of the wildest shit to do, which actually makes it really fun to watch. Because his sections of the episodes are so bonkers, you really can't help but laugh at them. One minute, this nigga wants to be a one-man band. The next, he's beefing with his mans over a football, and Carson Palmer shows up because, yeah, this Disney cartoon in 2006 can fucking get Carson Palmer. Then he's getting bitches to rub his feet because he can push a hoop with a stick. I mean, sheesh. Is there anything this nigga can't do?
I don't know, go broke.
Last Boondocks joke, I promise. One thing I found really sweet about this show was that it's implied that the first thing Todd and Riley did when they got their phones was get themselves parents, since they're orphans. It happens off screen, but there's something really cathartic to realizing that all these kids ever wanted up until this point was a family. And that's what they ended up finding in international superstar Agent K and Daredevil Dick Daring.
Don't worry, little dick.
Pause. What the fuck?
Both of the parents are a lot of fun, and their relationship together and with the kids is pretty enduring. Since they're a part of the Fleamco program, you'd think they'd just be like two randos thrown together, but there's a few nods to the past that actually tell us that they were together before all of this.
Use this if your date gets too fresh.
Oh, honey, this reminds me of our first date.
My personal favorite out of the two would probably have to be Dick because we spend the most time with him. He's like this big man child, always acting like dumb and childish like any animated dad since 1989. But you can really tell he cares about his kids and his family. His interactions with Todd are what really sell it for me.
Eh? What's that noise? Todd? What are you doing in there?
Kay, their mom, is definitely around and supports both of their kids as much as Dick does, but doesn't really have the most prominent role until the second season, when they try to go a lot more in depth with the spy stuff.
Way too peppy. Way too flannel. Way too last season.
Okay, so after Amdrag, The Replacements was the other Disney Channel cartoon that underwent design and writing style changes in the second season, but admittedly less severe than the Mac Daddy Dragon of the NYC, you heard? The season 1 designs for Todd and Riley are much paler in comparison. Their eyes shrunk a little bit and became these oval shapes. Riley has a different outfit. Sometimes Todd got like pants. I don't know, the only other character that got small changes was Dick. They kind of like flattened him. Otherwise, the line work kind of straightens up. In the first season, it's kind of messy and sketchy. I wasn't sure if it was good or bad until I just kind of got used to it. The second season, in comparison, just kind of makes it look a little bland. I mean, what do I know? I don't even make my mouth move when I talk.
Ew.
The second season starts making changes to the status quo mad abruptly. I'm thinking this is like an episodic show, so I could jump in however the hell I want, and next thing you know, Riley and her boyfriend broke up and this bitch took her armor off. Okay, so I actually remember this from when I was a kid. One of Riley's best friends that isn't the black girl is Tsume, who dresses in this anime armor that no one ever seems to comment on. In the middle of this season, she takes it off, but she's still relatively the same character.
I just know we have to be there. I faked my own deportation back to Japan.
You what?
In the second season, we find out that she's secretly a Japanese superstar that ran away to America in order to hide from her fame. And she does this by dressing up as a popular anime character. Alright, come the fuck on. You trying to tell me nobody in this town watches anime? This little nigga looks like he breathes Yu Yu Hakusho. While on the kid's friends, I respect what they did when they created Jacobo. He's definitely the Spanish kid, but he doesn't do any wild, stereotypical Spanish character things. Common in kids' cartoons, whenever there's a minority that isn't black, they always kind of throw in this weird sort of white understanding of their culture, I guess. Like Phineas and Ferb, they got this nigga turning into a blue monkey and obsessing over math class and shit. Somebody give me a grade! Face ass. And nah, I love Baljeet, and these things are definitely far and in between. There's definitely more to his character. This is just an observation. Jacobo's treated just like a normal kid, like Todd and Riley. The most he does is say like a Spanish phrase every once in a while. It really is refreshing to see a character not buried waist deep in generalizations about their heritage.
But you gotta admit, Jacobo's mouth is funny looking. Oh yeah.
Alright. So we know who's winning the race war. This representation is so good it makes me want to forget about that one time they whitewashed his little dirty ass on accident, on purpose, on accident. Got this nigga looking like Flex Alexander as Michael Jackson.
Okay. I will remember this forever. What's the date?
5 minutes after midnight, September 11, 2001.
There's Sheldon too, who's nothing but like a baby Jerry Lewis.
Oh boy!
Yo, sometimes this nigga is a whole mood. Yo, it don't be like that sometimes. People don't think it be how it be, but it do. Plot-wise, the second season does different stuff too. Like, the first season has this strict formula that it sticks to. Todd, Riley, I'm an annoying authority figure that's stopping you from doing something childish. You know what time it is, you know the vibes, niggas know my body. Oh, word? Bet. Yeah! Fleemco replaces someone who annoys Todd and Riley, the replacement goes horribly wrong, Todd and Riley learn a lesson, yada yada yada. The second season switches this up. Episodes are half an hour now instead of 2 11-minute segments, and they follow a much looser structure. Sometimes, episodes are just about the family and no one gets replaced, which I guess is cool, but like, okay. Phineas and Ferb may follow a specific formula for majority of his run, but at its essence, it never really lost what the show was about, which was making the best out of each day. As long as Phineas and Ferb did something that day, it was an episode of Phineas and Ferb. It didn't matter what it was. Timmy ain't have to wish for something every day, but as long as there's fairies and magic involved, it's still the Fairly Odd Parents. Without niggas getting replaced, this is just the mints. Take the replace out. While these are still stories with characters that we know, it almost seems like as though the show got bored with its concept sometimes and just wanted to tell random stories, which in theory isn't a bad thing.
In theory.
But it kind of does come out of nowhere. Much like this villain that they build up throughout the season, he's kind of boring. Like, I don't even remember his name, and his only character trait is that he talks like Charlemagne the God.
Clothes? What clothes?
The codes! I said the codes! We just asked you when your album was coming out. We ain't ask you all that.
Kay and Riley mess up his plans in the first episode of the second season. He has sprinkled appearances until he shows up in the finale. He creates this technology that makes you teleport whenever you press the Flameco button. So the nigga that runs Flameco goes, oh, big bet, and agrees to work with him, gets captured. He replaces Todd and Riley's parents and plans to use this technology to replace all the world leaders. Okay. They show up to save the day. A bunch of replacements from the show are there. They fight them. Carson Palmer's back.
Hi, I'm supervillain quarterback Carson Palmer.
We know!
Ultimately, they stop the villain that nobody gave a shit about and find out that the nigga that created Flameco is their uncle? Apparently, he found out these niggas was orphans and didn't know how to raise kids. So he invented this replacement program for them and only them. Huh? What? Who? And I mean, like, there's holes in it, like mad holes. But are we really gonna waste our time going through them? Of course we are. Okay, fam, what are the odds that you put a fucking ad in a magazine and these two are the only niggas that see it and put the bread up for it? All they had to do was send in $1.98 and they got a super spy mom and a daredevil dude for his dad. You gonna tell me nobody's out here reading magazine back with $2 to spare? My nigga, I can barely buy a Snicker with that money, and you gonna tell me I could get a flip phone? Shit! How is this business sustained with just $2 by two random orphans? Who's funding this shit, Diddy? How does no one in this hood know about this? Why can't they know about this? Why the fuck is Carson Palmer here? This nigga ain't even a replacement. You think I give a fuck about football, nigga? T-Pain ain't even text me back. I live my life on the edge. I guess this finale, up until the reveal, is okay. But it just felt like a tacked on way to resolve this series. I'm not sure what they were going for here. But even I'll admit, this is pretty cute.
Todd, what are you saying? The Conrad Fleem is our long-lost uncle. What?
What?
But how Conrad called me? Your Uncle Conrad.
Man, I don't know what I'm doing. The replacements isn't even worth getting this worked up about. Oh, and leave T-Pain alone. I was just telling a joke. I don't want a bunch of wild-ass cartoon fans in the DMs of a genius that rhymed cabin with Wisconsin. Have some fucking respect. The replacements is cool. It's not something that I'd go back to various times or something that I feel like is worthy of any form of in-depth analysis. But for what it is and what they put on the screen, I can definitely say that I had a fun time rewatching this show. Riley's cool, Todd's cool, the parents are cool, that talking car that they had that I didn't feel like bringing up in this video is cool too. Man, who knows? With the right team, this show could have definitely gotten more episodes. It's a shame that it ended after only 71 episodes. Man, what the fuck? Nah, give me some of those. Give me some of those episodes. We swapping some of these shits out with like Wander Over Yonder or something. This shit is ridiculous.
Oh, part 2. Hey, Cookie, they ain't ready for this one.
It might seem kind of strange, but so anytime we want to make a change, or modify, or rearrange, you can make them better, nicer, stronger, faster, smarter, cooler, maybe even late. Once or twice, yeah. I don't even know why I try to solve my own problems.
Hello, Flameco.
Part of daughter of an international super spy, don't you understand?
Let's go.
I think it's pretty cool that you have a family that would step up for you like that.
You have unlimited potential, Riley. We never wanted perfect parents. We wanted you. Hello, Ringo.
Yo, so why the fuck you took Yeezy off your label? Hey, yo, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? No, Hov.